What's up, guys? We are live for UFC Lincoln predictions and plays. We got James Vick versus Justin Gaethje, and yeah, man, this has been a 2-3 week long waiting period, and it sucks. I mean, I like when there's UFC every weekend. I'm sure a lot of people do, and you know, how to watch Bellator now. I mean, I watch Bellator a little bit, but I mean, I hate this long break, so I'm very happy that we're back. And before we talk about this very good card on free TV, let's talk about the last card. So. I mean, we had Mighty Mouse, lose his belt. A lot of people out there thought that, he won that fight, but I do think that Cejudo won that fight. He won 3 rounds for sure. And, hats off to Mr. Arkansas because he's probably the only guy out there that I saw on YouTube that, picked Cejudo. So, I mean, congrats. I mean, no one had that. And, yeah, I picked a Mighty Mouse. And, yeah, man, that was he just didn't show up. A lot of people that are defending Mighty Mouse are saying that he won. I don't think so. So we'll see what happens from here for Mighty Mouse. Betting wise, I had a plus 1.88 unit on the night. So good to be back in the green. Cashed on TJ Dillashaw. He went out there and beat Cody again. And yeah, man, I don't know what's up with Cody. I don't know what we're going to see from him next, what we're going to see. I mean, is he going to change camps? Is he going to move weight classes? That chin is just not good, and he fights too emotional. I think he's going to have to, switch something up. And I hope he fights John Lineker because, I'm pretty confident who I have in that. I'll say right here, yeah, I got John Lineker if that fight ever happens. But I still think Cody's good. I just, that back problem, the chin, I don't think he's the same guy anymore. And we'll see what happens. I also cash on Shaven Moraes. Yeah, he went out there and, picked Matt apart. I did see that, Sawas had a injury to his eye after that fight. That sucks, but I mean, all that matters is that cash, so I'm happy about that. And I lost on Kevin Holland against Thiago Santos. Honestly, dude, even though Kevin Holland lost and, lost to me that bad, he still looked good. I mean, he still took that fight on short notice and still has Santos in trouble. I mean, it hurt Santos on the feet. He almost tapped him out. Santos has showed he's a lot bigger than him. I mean, Holland is definitely one of the smaller middleweights, but Santos, is fighting at 205 now, so he should be at 205 for sure. And also lost on Shorty Torres. Not much we got to say about that. Shorty Torres, just got hit a lot. I mean, he gets hit a lot every fight, but I mean, his chin just did not hold up here, and Perez smoked him in the first round. So, yeah, man, it feels good to be in the green. I also bet on Devontae Smith versus Lowry in a contender series, and Smith went out there and took care of business, got a first round finish, and I really can't wait to see what he gets in his debut. I hope he fights Gunther in the rematch because a lot of people were shitting on me saying that, oh my God, I can't bet Devontae Smith here. I mean, he lost to Gunther, but it's all about the spot. I mean, I knew he was going to beat Lowry, and look what happened. So, is what it is. So, let's talk about the card, man. So, I got 4 plays, and let's dive right into this first fight. The card was kind of mixed up because I'm pretty sure Mickey Gall was supposed to be the first fight, but as of a couple days ago, they changed it. So, first fight of the night, we got Ronnie Yahya versus Luke Sanders. And honestly, this is definitely one of the toughest fights to call for me on this card, besides the Courtney Casey Angela Hill fight. We'll talk about that later, though. You got Yahya, who's really experienced. He's definitely fought in the better competition. He's definitely beaten the better guys. He definitely has a grappling advantage here. I think he has the better jiu-jitsu, obviously. I mean, he's a jiu-jitsu guy. His gas tank, he doesn't have the best cardio. He does gas a lot. He's the kind of fighter that he's not going to strike with you that much. He's going to go out there and just try to take you down. And I think Luke Sanders can definitely has the wrestling, that keeps on the feet. He definitely has a striking advantage. The thing Sanders is you don't know what Sanders you're going to get. The guy's inconsistent. He was beating, Yuri Alcantara the whole fight. There's pretty sure there's a point deduction there too. And then, he was dominating him on the mat as well. He hurt him multiple times on the feet. And then in the second round, he hit the mat again. He got tapped out to a knee bar, and he tapped really quick. And then last fight against Pat Williams. I mean, Pat Williams is the worst guy on the roster. He does throw bombs, but he didn't look that good against Pat Williams. But, I've been going back and forth in this fight. Initially, I had Ronnie Yahya to, take him down, tap him out. But I think Sanders is going to hurt him on the feet. And, if it hits the ground, I think Sanders could get right back up. Obviously, I'm not playing this fight from the betting perspective. I don't trust Luke Sanders, but I think he's going to hurt him, and I think he's going to get a finish. So I got Luke Sanders, the dog, and I think he's going to go out there and get a second round finish by TKO. But yeah, it's a very close fight for me. Yahya definitely is a pretty good fighter, but even though Sanders is inconsistent, he lost to Superman Top, which was not a good fight. I think he has potential, man. I mean, he is a pretty big guy for the weight class. He does have good striking. He does have good wrestling. So I want to see him put it all together. But I do think the guy has potential. So I think he's going to beat Yahya. All he has to do is keep it on the feet. I think he's going to win. So yeah, I got Luke Sanders, and I think he's going to take care of business. So next fight we got Drew Dober versus John Tuck. This is another close fight. Drew Dober's looked pretty good lately. He's fought at welterweight against Camacho. Now he's fighting at 155, which is his natural weight class. Camacho, he should be fighting at 170. He's super small in the division. I think he needs to fight at 155. And he went out there, and it was a very good fight. But Dober has a very good chin. He has a very good gas tank. He trains at Elevation Fight Team, so he's always going to have very good cardio. And he's a younger guy here. I think he's more well-rounded than John Tuck. I think he's more technical than John Tuck. I think he has more power than John Tuck. John Tuck's a tough guy, trains in T-City, but he's super inconsistent. He doesn't throw that much. I mean, he's just staring at Josh Emmett for the first 2 rounds of that fight. And then, the third round, when Josh Emmett, broke his pinky, he went after it, but he still lost that fight. I know he lost to Kevin Lee and some other people, but I mean, I just don't think John Tuck, yeah, he beat Gomi, good job, but I just don't think he has it within him anymore. I mean, I don't think he's, a jobber by any means, but I don't think he's, good. I think Drew Dober, has him beat everywhere the fight goes. He definitely has the wrestling advantage, the grappling advantage on the feet. Although both have good striking techniques, he does have a good jab, but I think Dober has, the more polished, striking, man. I think he's more technical, and he has more power, and he has the better gas tank, I think, too. And they both have good chins. Tuck has a very good chin, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Dober here, and I think Dober's gonna, get a decision. I don't think he's gonna finish on Tuck, because Tuck's pretty hard to finish, but yeah, I'll go with Drew Dober. I'll go with the younger guy. And yeah, I got Drew Dober by decision. And I'm not confident in it. The line is, probably accurate. So next fight I believe we got Joanne Calderwood versus Kalindra Faria. And yeah, this is a pretty, good fight, good chick fight. I have a play. I have a Calderwood. I got I believe 3 units at minus 160, I believe. Let me check real quick. No, 3 units at minus 165. But anyway, so I just think Calderwood, is better everywhere the fight goes. I know she hasn't looked that good lately. I do think she beat Calvillo last fight. I actually picked Calvillo, but yeah, I think she won that fight. But I think 125 is a natural weight class. She's definitely had some weight problems, and she's a big girl, and she's definitely looked in the best shape she's ever has. And I just think that she's better everywhere, man. Kalindra Faria, she goes off the ball. She doesn't have a good record, I don't think. I mean, it's whatever, but I mean, the way she lost to Jess Guy, she hurt her on the feet, and then just went for the. I mean, just I don't know, man. She didn't capitalize on it, man. You was Jess Guy. Yes, I know. I bet Jessica Clark, but that's a different day. But I just don't think Faria is that good. I think she's wild. I think Jojo is definitely more technical. I think she has the grappling advantage, which is kind of funny because, her 2 losses are by sub against Andrade and, Moraes, but, Moros. But, yeah, man, I'm pretty sure she lost someone else too, but I'm pretty sure those are only 2 losses by sub. But, yeah, Calvillo, because she beat Calvillo, in my opinion. But I just think she's a cleaner striker. Faria is wild. She does have decent striking, but like I said, she's super wild, and I think that JoJo's gonna pick her apart. Look at the Valterno fight. That was probably her best fight. She beat Courtney Casey. So I just think I got to go with the more experienced Calderwood. She's been there in the UFC more, and I think she's the faster striker, the more technical striker, and I think she has a grappling advantage. She might even go for takedowns. She moved training camps, trained to syndicate, and I just don't really like what I see from Faria. So I got to go Jojo. And yeah, it's my first fight. And I got Jojo by a pretty comfortable decision. I don't think she's going to finish Faria, but I'll go Jojo by decision. So next fight, we got Mickey Gall versus George Sullivan. And, I am a fan of Mickey Gall. I know he burned me last fight against Randy Brown. I bet him there. But he just wasn't ready. He was saying stuff like he was throwing up before the walkout. But, I mean, Randy Brown is definitely, the better fighter. He's not there, took him down the first and third round, kind of dominated him in the grappling. He was actually beating Mickey Gall's ass in the feet, but he wanted to prove a point because Mickey Gall was talking a lot of crap, so he was going to tap him out. And then the second round, Mickey Gall reversed him and had him in trouble. He was on top of him the whole round, almost tapped him out. But, Brown was composed and showed he was a tough guy. And, yeah, Brown's, a better fighter than Mickey Gall, better fighter than George Sullivan. George Sullivan, 37 years old. The guy's on his way out. He's been tapped out 4 times, I believe. He's been knocked out once against Yakovlev. I mean, Yakovlev sucks. The dude, he's not in the UFC anymore. The guy's a rapper. I just getting knocked out against a guy like Yakovlev is pretty embarrassing. A lot of people are saying that Sullivan, was beating Nico Price and all this. I don't think so. I think, Nico Price, didn't look the best in that fight, but I mean, he still hurt he still hurt George Sullivan in the first round. He still took him down, twice. And then the second round, I was surprised that Sullivan took Nico Price down and then, just laid on him. Then Nico Price, got right back to his feet and then took him down immediately and choked him out. So, I think Gall is a good ground game, man. He definitely has a better ground game here. On the feet, my only concern is that Gall's striking isn't the best. I mean, he closed his eyes when he, dropped Sage Northcutt. And, he definitely has the better win, than George Sullivan. George Sullivan hasn't beaten anybody besides, Dominic Waters and, like, Igor or the guy from Tough. I think he's on Sam Malady season, Igor Arajo or whatever. But I do think Sullivan's the better striker. But, he's chinny. He has the gas tank problem, and he just is not that good on the ground. He might even have, decent wrestling, but I just don't think, even if he tries to take Mickey Gall down, I think it's some trouble because Mickey Gall would definitely sweep him, and I think he's better on the ground. I think Mickey Gall could win off his back because he could definitely sweep him, like I just mentioned, even tap him out, a triangle or whatever armbar. But I think Gall's going to go out there and, maybe mix it up. I don't think he's going to strike with him that much, but I'm pretty sure he's going to go out there and, get the takedown immediately and get a submission. So I got Mickey Gall by a submission, and I just don't think George Sullivan has it in him anymore, man. The guy is just not that good. And I do think that Mickey Gall is the better fighter. Obviously, his striking needs a lot of work. He, changed camps. He trains with, I think, Muscle Farm now with, like, Joe Schilling, Matt Brown, all those guys. So he's a young kid. The guy's going to improve for sure. The striking is going to look a lot better, but he definitely has a very, very good ground game. The guy's good jiu-jitsu, man. And, I mean, when you see George Sullivan being tapped out 4 times, I mean, you got to believe Mickey Gall is going to go out there and make it 5 times. So I got Mickey Gall by submission, and I think he's going to make it look, the line, is a little off. I don't think Mickey Gall should be that big of a favorite. I mean, Nico Price was even that big of a favorite, which is crazy because Nico Price is a way better fighter than Mickey Gall. But I think Mickey Gall is going to go out there and get a submission. So I got Mickey Gall, and I think I got him by a late first round submission or like an early second round submission. So next fight, we got Andrew Sanchez versus Marcus Perez, and I have a play here. I have 4 units on Perez at minus 135. And, yeah, man, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there know that I faded Andrew Sanchez last fight with Ryan Jaynes. And I was sweating because, Sanchez beat his ass in the first round. And, dude, Ryan Jaynes shows he's a very, very tough guy. And the second round, I mean, arguably the first round was 10-8, but the second round could have been a 10-8 Jaynes. I mean, Sanchez didn't do anything, And then the third round, he goes out there and takes him down. And then Jaynes was right back up, and Jaynes just put it on him. And yeah, dude, that was embarrassing. Sanchez has a very, very bad thing is with him is a lot of people think he has a bad gas tank, but he has a bad chin too. He's super chinny, bad gas tank. And, when you beat Khalil on Tough, he was looking pretty decent ever since then, like after he beat Trevor Smith, he went out there and fought Anthony Smith and won the first round, got reversed on the ground. And then, lost in the third round. I mean, he was winning that fight. I think it was 1-1 going in the third. And then he gassed out against Anthony Smith. And, no shame, Anthony Smith, is pretty good. Then he goes out there and loses to Jaynes. No shame. Jaynes is, pretty good. But I just don't think Sanchez, is that good in my opinion, man. The guy has a very bad gas tank. He has good wrestling. I will say that. His striking's whatever, just trying to try something out. But I just think that chin and that gas tank is not good. And Marcus Perez, man, let's talk about him. So he's been in there with, Eric Anders in his debut, and he took Anders down twice. He showed that, the guy is a pretty good fighter for sure. I know he lost to Anders, but I mean, Anders is a very good fighter. We'll talk about Anders later, but Anders definitely beat Machida. And then Marcus Perez was out there and handles business against James Boston, got a first round submission. He's beaten Ian Heinisch, for the LFA title before his UFC debut. And that was a pretty cool fight. You go out there and you see Heinisch, he tries to take him down. He can't get the takedown. And then Perez just, gets a weird ass submission, dude, off his, I think it was off his back, like a weird ass, choke. But it was pretty sick. But the thing is, I think Perez is the better on the feet. I do think Sanchez might get, a takedown, but I mean, I think Perez is way better jiu-jitsu here, man. I think Perez might give Sanchez first submission loss, and I actually think Perez is the better fighter everywhere the fight goes. The fight against Eric Nondos was short notice. This is a short notice fight as well. He looks in very good shape, and I just don't trust Andrew Sanchez at all. And I think Perez has this fight wherever it goes, and I hope Sanchez tries to take it down because if he takes him down, he's going to get tapped out, and on the feet, I don't think he can keep up with the pace. And Marcus Perez is a crazy guy, man. So I think Perez has is better everywhere, and I just don't trust Andrew Sanchez. I know he beat Khalil a long time ago, but the guy's just not the same guy anymore, man. And that gas taking and that chin is terrible. So give me Marcus Perez. I like Marcus Perez, man, and I got him by a first round submission. I think he's, I know a lot of people probably going to pick him by like a third round, TKO, but I think he's going to go out there and tap him out. This kid's jiu-jitsu is legit, dude. And you saw, I know Anthony Smith's a good fighter, but you saw Smith, kind of reverse him like eat like butter, So what do you think Perez is going to do? I mean, this guy's jiu-jitsu is his best part of his game. The guy trains with Damian Maia on a regular day basis. So yeah, I got Marcus Perez. So next fight, I believe we got. So yeah, my 2 fights so far are Marcus Perez and Jojo. We got Yuri Alcantara, we just talked about, versus Corey Sandhagen. This is a good fight. The line's definitely off for sure. I think it should be more of a pick 'em, maybe Sandhagen like minus 130 and Yuri minus 110. I think Sandhagen, yeah, he opened up as a dog, which is crazy for that Steve. With the thing with Yuri, the guy's a good fighter. He's been around for a long time. He's a good veteran. You just don't know what you're going to get. He's super inconsistent. He gets out there and gets tapped out against Kelleher, smoked Joe Soto, put up a pretty lackluster fight against Alcantara Perez, but I mean, it's kind of tough fighting Perez. Perez has a, pretty good game plan. He's on a big win streak for a reason. But, I do think Yuri definitely has the power advantage. I think he's, has more power, but I think Sandhagen is more technical. He's definitely the faster striker, more tools in the feet, and the footwork is very good. Both guys have good chins, I mean, Yuri took a beating against Luke Sanders and then got that submission. I do think he has a grappling advantage over Sandhagen. We haven't really seen Sandhagen's grappling. I mean, we have a little bit, but I think that Yuri definitely has better jiu-jitsu and better grappling. And Sandhagen's dropping to 135, so we'll see how he fights, here. He's, he's been a featherweight his whole career, and I mean, he's a pretty small featherweight, so I think he should be fine in the bantamweight. Yeah, Yuri's definitely at the end of his career. I think he's on his way out. I don't think he's, done by any means, but I just think, I think Sandhagen's the faster guy, man. I think he's more technical, but I won't be surprised if Alcantara hurts him and taps him out. But yeah, I got Corey Sandhagen. I think he's gonna go out there and get a decision win. 29-28, but Yuri's 100% live in this fight. So next fight we got James Krause versus Warrior Alves. This is another line that I think, it's pretty off, man. I think Warrior Alves should be maybe like minus like 200, maybe like minus 180-ish. His gas tanks look good, but I mean, who's he beaten? He's beaten his last 2 fights. He's beaten Sultan Ali, who sucks, and he's beaten, Salim, who's, I mean, green in my opinion. He's not that good. He's whatever. He's not like a jobber, but I mean, both these guys, I think James Krause could beat both of them. Obviously, Alves has beaten the better guys. He beat Colby, he's beaten Norton Taleb, but Barbarena beat him with, due to cardio. Usman beat him, but Usman's a top 5 guy. Krause is going up to 170. He went up to 170 on tough and got tapped like in Jesse Taylor. On the feet, I think that Warrior Alves, definitely more explosive for sure. He has more tools in the feet, he has more power, but Krause is, in my opinion, more technical. He has a good jab, good striking. His game's all about trying to get you to the mat, tap you out. He could tap out Warrior Alves. I mean, I don't know. No one's ever tapped out Alves. Alves could tap him out with that guillotine. It's going to be an interesting fight. I do think Krause is live for sure. I mean, I'm anxious to see what Krause is going to do. Is he going to just stay on the outside and kind of like, just use a jab? Or he's going to go out and try to take him down? And you better watch out for that guillotine, because Alves is a very, very good guillotine. But yeah, man, I mean, Alves, his gas tank showed up his last 2 fights, but I mean, Krause is a good gas tank as well. I mean, sorry, has a good gas tank. So, if this fight gets, in the second or third round, I mean, it could get pretty hairy. But I'll go with Alves, and I don't think he's going to finish Krause. I think he's going to go out there and get a decision win, but I think Krause is 100% likely. So, next fight, we got Eric Anders versus Tim Williams, and I'm a pretty big fan of Tim Williams, but the guy's just, I feel bad for him. Eric Anders is, in my opinion, a future top 5 guy. And, Tim Williams, is he UFC material? I mean, maybe he could beat a couple guys in the roster, but, I just don't see how he wins this fight. I think his only chance is to get like a Hail Mary sub because, I mean, Perez, took him down twice. Tim definitely is a very strong guy. Even though he's been finished 3 times, he has a good chin. I mean, he's one of those fights with the Dr. Sabak who's terrible. And then, Anthony Smith, got a TKO with like a knee or something like that. And then, the last fight against Oscar Pajota. I mean, was it a bad stoppage? I don't think so. He took he took some hard shots in that fight, but he dished it out. He actually caught Oscar with some big shots too. But his only shot is to get him down, tap him. I don't think it's going to happen. Eric Anders, in my opinion, is better everywhere. Way bigger guy in the division. I think he's a faster guy, has heavy hands, hits like a truck, very good grappling. And dude, he threw the kitchen sink at Marcus Perez and couldn't finish him. So I mean, what do you think Sanchez is going to do? Nothing. Yeah, dude, I think Aaron is going to go out there and get a first round finish over Tim Williams. And we need a big step up for Anders. I mean, I think Anders should fight Stylebender because that would be a great fight. And a lot of people probably think Stylebender. Actually, you know what? No, I'm sorry. Put Anders against what's his name? Bachina. Dude, that would be a great fight. Borchini versus Anders would be, oh my god. I actually lean Anders right now, but that would be a very good fight because Yoel Romero just pulled out. So I give me Anders all day. Short breakdown on that because it's pretty easy. It's a mismatch. Next fight, we got John Moraga versus Davison Figueiredo. This is another close fight. I'm going back and forth. Moraga's the experienced guy. Definitely. Um, the more experience in the octagon, good wrestling. Doesn't have the best takedown defense. You guys, this could take down a lot. Beating a lot of good guys. Beat Dustin Ortiz, beating Magomed Beltov. He's beat Wilson Hayes. Wilson Hayes took him down 8 times last night. Pretty good striking. The guy before his win streak, he was dropping the ball against Nicola and other guys. Sergio Perez, but I mean Perez is good. And Nicola is a little shitty, but he has potential. Perez is a good fighter. He's not. I mean, he's a little shitty as well. But anyways, Davison's a killer, man. Definitely has the more power. On the feet, he's more explosive. I think Moraga's probably more technical. I think Figueroa does the grappling advantage, the better jiu-jitsu as well. He needs to watch out about Moraga's guillotine. But I mean, I think Davison, it definitely has the power advantage. I think he might even hurt John Moraga in the feet, and I think he could definitely get takedowns. I mean, both guys could get takedowns. I think Figueroa has the better jiu-jitsu, but it's a close fight, man. And I'm gonna go back and forth, but I'm gonna have to go with my gut, and I got Davison. I think he's gonna go out there and get a decision win. So next fight, we got Jake Ellenberger versus Brian Barbarena. Another mismatch, kind of short breakdown because this is the fight that in my opinion, it's all Barbarena. I'm not going to be playing at the line, but I mean Barbarena is a good fighter. You know how I feel about Barbarena. I bet him gets Leon Edwards, and he dropped Edwards, and yeah, he wants to fight, man. But I mean, he just couldn't get up. I mean, Ellenberger has decent wrestling, but I mean, the guy's done. He's 100% shot. Would have surprised me he got Brian Barberena down? No, but I mean, Barberena doesn't have the best takedown defense, but he definitely can get up. He has a good up game. But yeah, I think Barberena starts and Ellenberger, is done. I mean, Ben Saunders, Killer B just smoked him in the first round. Barberena, I actually think is a good fighter. He's way better than Killer B, and he's gonna go out there and make it easy work. So Barberena all day. Next fight, we got Courtney Casey versus Angel Hill. Dude, this is a very, very close fight. I've been going very back and forth this fight. Me and Ricky have been talking about this fight. And, dude, I just don't know what to do, man. I mean, I feel like flip a coin, Both these girls are super inconsistent. Courtney Casey, she's not fighting a grappler here. I don't think Angela Hill has, I mean, whenever we see Angela Hill go for a takedown, so that's the thing, I just don't think Angela Hill has, I think the grappling, they both have like the same level of grappling. If anyone goes for takedowns, I think it could be Casey, but I think it's going to be 3-round war on the feet. Casey's fought, Michelle Watterson, Herrick, the last 3 fights, both by splits. I think Watterson definitely beat her because of the takedowns. The Herrick fight was super close. I mean, I actually bet Herrick, but, me watching it could have gone either way. Herrick only took her down a couple times, but Courtney Casey reversed. Casey, the thing with Casey is that she's dumb. I mean, both these girls are dumb, but Casey has good jiu-jitsu, but she just can't get up. I mean, she tries to go for submissions. And yeah, she had a nice submission against Ryan Marcos, but sometimes, like, when she can't get the submission, just get up. And because on the feet, Angela Hill, all these girls are pretty decent strikers. I think you're going to have to give the volume to Angela Hill. I think you're going to have to give the power to Courtney Casey. Courtney Casey, if she goes out there and, pressures Angela Hill, I don't think Angela Hill likes to be pressured. She's going to be running away the whole fight. I think Casey could make it nasty, man, actually even drop Angela Hill. I know Angela Hill has a crazy chin, but, I mean, if this fight hits the mat, I think Courtney Casey has an advantage, and I think Casey can go out there and, hurt her on the feet. I mean, this is not a confident pick by any means. I'm not playing this fight at all, but, both these girls drop the ball. They're both inconsistent. But I had to think about this. Angelo doesn't have the grappling, nothing to take down Courtney Casey. That's how Courtney Casey loses your fight. So I got Courtney Casey. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I got Casey. I think she's going to go out there and make it ugly, man. And, I mean, avoid that 3-5 losing streak, dude. I think she's going to go out there and do it. So I got Courtney Casey by a split decision over Angela Hill. So 2 fights left. We got Michael Johnson versus Andre Fili. And this is my third play. I got 4 units on Touchy Fili at plus 120, I believe. And yeah, man, Fili's looking very good lately. I know I've lost to Calvin Guitar, but I mean, make no mistake about it. Calvin Guitar is a top 10 dude, in my opinion. The guy's very good striker. I mean, what do you think you do to MJ, dude? Oh my God, you smoke MJ. I think Fili has to do what he's been doing his last couple of fights. His wrestling looked very good. He took down Bermudez, man. He took him down 4 times. He took down Artem, Will. The thing is with Fili is that, he has good striking for sure. MJ, is probably the more explosive striker, But I think Fili's going to go out there and mix it up. He's going to go out there and take him down. I think if he takes Michael Johnson down, Johnson to quit like he always does. Michael Johnson on a 3-5 losing streak. He's not the same guy anymore that fought Barbosa a long time ago. Gaethje just took it to him and just, beat his ass, man, broke him. And then his last, Khabib took a lot of damage against Khabib. And then last fight, had a good first round and then quit. He has a bad gas. I think he's chinny. He just doesn't have confidence in himself anymore, man. 145, I think, is not a good weight class for him. I think he needs to fight 155, but the guy's done, in my opinion, man. He's gonna lose this fight. I don't see how he beats Fili. I mean, if he gets a knockout in the first round, but I mean, Fili has a pretty good chin. I know he's been finished, against Yahya Rodriguez, but I mean, Michael Johnson's not explosive like Yahya. I mean, he is explosive with his hands, but I mean, Yahya caught him with, caught him with a very good head kick, and I just think Fili's gonna, like I mentioned, just mix it up, man. I mean, maybe, Michael Johnson could catch him, could hurt him, but I think Andre Fili's going to go out there, use his jab and pick him apart from the outside. Make no mistake about it, he's going to go out there and do what he always does lately. I mean, lately he's been using his resume pretty heavy, and I think he's going to go out there and get him the mat and get a TKO finish or a submission. So I got Andre Fili here, and you just can't trust Michael Johnson, man. I mean, maybe if he's fighting like Taruto, but I mean, Andre Fili's a pretty good dude, man. He's definitely a top 15 guy. So I got Fili by wrestling. Maybe he's going to go out there and get a finish on the mat. So the main event, this is, the best fight in the card. We got Justin Gaethje versus Jaynes Vick. And I have 4 units on Jaynes Vick in addition to that, minus 120. And yeah, man, I just think Gaethje, dude, the guy's style, man. I mean, he's taking so much punishment, dude. I mean, he put two fight of the year candidates versus Dustin Poirier and Eddie Alvarez, and before that, his debut, he took so much damage against, Michael Johnson. He got dropped twice, but Michael Johnson just a quitter and has a bad gas tank and just gave up, Justin Gaethje, man, the dude has very good pressure. He has, very good kicks, but I mean, one thing I want to mention right off the bat is a lot of people are saying this, I don't know how, is a lot of people are saying, oh, well, I mean, Justin, Beneil Dariush knocked out Jaynes Vick. So, I mean, I think Vick's going to do that. So I think Justin will do the same thing. Let's say one thing real quick. So Beneil Dariush, has way better hands than Justin Gaethje. Number two, that was before Beneil got his life changed. I mean, Beneil got his life changed against Edson Barbosa. Before that, he was, killing guys. I mean, he was beating guys. I know he lost to Chiesa, but I mean, he was beating a lot of guys, and the way he beat Diego Ferreira. I mean, he had a very good record for sure. And he went out there and knocked out Jaynes Vick. Jaynes Vick, has a very good chin in my opinion. He's not chinny, I don't think. He fights, very long, very good jab, way better boxing than Justin. I mean, Justin doesn't really have good hands in my opinion. And yeah, people bringing up the whole Chiesa fight. Oh, Chiesa beat him, man. I mean, on top. I mean, dude, that was so long ago. I mean, Vick is a way better fighter now, man. And I think Vick's going to go out there and get a finish here early. I know a lot of people are saying, well, I mean, Dustin finished him late, Eddie finished him in the third round. But, I mean, the damage meter, dude, Justin's style. I mean, I don't even think Justin, if Justin goes out there and fights smart, what's he going to do? Try to go for takedowns? I mean, Jaynes Vick has good grappling as well. He definitely has the better submission game, and he could tap out Justin. But I think on the feet, Justin's going to, try to use his leg kicks, and Vick's going to hurt him on the feet, man. Vick has very, very good hands, man. He's definitely a top 10 guy, and he's not chinny, so I don't care. I don't know what people are saying about how, oh, well, Benny knocked him out. I mean, like I just mentioned, I just stated right now, Benny knocked him out a long time ago. Now before Benny got his life changed, and Benny has way better hands in Muay Thai than Justin Gaethje will ever have. So, I mean, all Justin's got is, he's a tough guy, has good pressure, cardio's pretty good leg kicks, but I mean, I think Vick's gonna, check those leg kicks and, just hurt him on the feet. I mean, his jab is very good, his right hand very good, way, way better boxing than Justin. I don't think his fight's gonna go away. I think Vick's gonna knock him out in the first, second round. So give me Jaynes Vick all day in this fight. And yeah, he's gonna get a finish. So yeah, and we'll see where Justin goes from here. He definitely can beat, a good amount of guys in the roster, but I just don't think he can hang with the top 10, the top 15 guys. And Jaynes Vick's definitely a top 10 guy. Give him give him David Tamer next against Justin Gaethje. I actually got Tamer in that fight, but yeah, give him Tamer. But yeah, so talking about my plays, I got Jaynes Vick, I got Marcus Perez, Andre Fili, and Jojo Calderwood, man. So yeah, man, we have a 2-week break after this, I think, for the UFC 228 card. And I already have 2 plays. I bet Nico Price and I bet Alex Perez, or not, sorry, not Perez, Alex White. But yeah, man. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys, who you guys like in every fight, and who you guys got in the main event. And I'll be back next week. So later, guys.